Korean culture is on the rise and has become a bit of a trend in recent years. From the incredible musical takeover by BTS and other K-pop artists, to the Korean 10-step skincare routine which will leave your skin glowing. Not to mention their cuisine, made with love and many mouth-watering ingredients and flavors. People from all around the world have tapped into the way Korean people live their lives. But not all that glitters is gold. Every culture has its dark side, and Korea is no exception. The myths and legends, superstitions, and folklore that surround our daily lives can impact us in ways we might not even realize. In Korea, there are plenty of stories involving ancient spirits and modern folklore, frightening enough to keep you up for a month. Hi, and welcome to the Mysterious and Creepy. Today we're looking at Korea's own unique spin on things that go bump in the night. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Alright, let's go. First, let's have a look at some of the types of spirits you may encounter while sipping soju and frying pork belly. Let's break down the various types of spirits or ghosts you may see, from a lake to an old school building or along the flowing Han River. First up are the Chunyo Kwashin, also known as virgin ghosts. They're described as having long, dark hair and wearing white hanbok-style dresses. You've probably seen this familiar ghost in some form or another, featured in K-dramas or horror movies such as The Ring. If a woman died unmarried or a virgin, she would, according to ancient Korean tradition, become a restless ghost. Unable to fulfill her duties in life, she would be condemned to wander the earth as a vengeful spirit, a Chunyo Kwashin. These tormented spirits are often found in abandoned buildings, schools, bathrooms, or cemeteries. In some shamanistic traditions, soul weddings would even be held so that the woman could rest in peace and stop harassing the living. Second on our list is the Mul Kwashin, or water ghosts. These malevolent spirits have been known to drag people down to their watery graves. They are most commonly seen in the summertime when people are more likely to be swimming in lakes and rivers. Mul Kwashin are typically victims of drownings, be it accidental or intentional. Some of them may simply be people whose bodies were dumped in the water and not given proper burials. Now this one I find disturbing. Dalgyal Kwashin, or egg ghosts, may be some of the creepiest looking spirits of them all. The description of these spirits is straight out of a horror movie. No eyes, nose, or mouth. Legend has it that if you see one, you will die. Dalgyal Kwashin will milk the life out of their victims. Some believe egg ghosts are childless ghosts who have no descendants or relatives to hold an ancestor memorial service. For centuries, these and a host of other spirits have been seen and felt by the people of Korea, sending waves of chilling horror down through the generations. In fact, these dark spirits have persisted so much so that people are dissuaded from visiting certain places or even talking about them. First up is the Yeongdeol Ghost House, located on a hillside in Gyeongsang Province. This abandoned property can easily be visited if you wish to experience ghostly chills. This family home is said to have been built by a couple who thought they were taking advantage of cheap land prices. What they didn't realize was why the land was such a steal. A dark secret lay beneath it. Apparently, during the home's construction, the remains of hundreds of soldiers were discovered in a mass grave. It is speculated that the house is actually built atop this grave. As always, there is much speculation and whispers surrounding what might have happened to the owners. Some say the wife was walking up the stairs of their new home when she saw a ghost with flowing dark hair wearing a white dress hanging in the stairwell. That's enough to have anyone running out the door. After more terrifying spiritual activity, the couple had to abandon the home, only to die later in accidents. This house is surrounded by ghost stories and public fear. In fact, it is said visitors report hearing the cries of young boys begging for help or mysterious voices emanating from the basement. Over the years, there have even been TV shows filmed there, hoping to catch the eerie cries of the deceased. Given the multitude of reports about the Yongdio ghost house, this promises to make a spine-tingling experience for those brave enough to visit. Next up is Jeju Island, a beautiful, picturesque landmass sitting in the Korean Strait. This little island is a very popular getaway destination, full of museums, stunning walks, and adventures at historic villages. Its subtropical climate invites visitors to explore it year-round. However, many visitors may be unfamiliar with the gruesome past this island hides. During the 20th century, the Korean government feared an uprising of the Communist Party and decided to take preemptive measures. At least 10% of the population on Jeju Island were slaughtered out of pure fear and paranoia. The souls of this terrible massacre are said to still roam the island among the living. With its many caves and hidden walks, you may just feel the presence of the former landowners. As a result of the genocide, it is said that there are numerous mass graves, one even near the airport. However, the possibility is high that some were disposed of in the water surrounding the island. Mulquishin, or water ghost sightings, are also common in the area. Visitors should be advised when considering taking a dip in the water, lest they join the unfortunate souls at the bottom. Staying with our water theme, the Han River is yet another location rumored to be haunted. In 1866, people of the Catholic faith were systematically rounded up and executed on a hill near what is now Hapjeong Station. It is said that their heads rolled into the Han River. Their heads were never recovered. This event resulted in numerous reports of Mulquishin. Also, along this river, merchant ships were known to be hijacked by pirates. Of course, these violent altercations over money and goods resulted in the deaths of many crewmen. As if that weren't enough, every year countless drownings take place at the Han River, whether it be the result of suicide, foul play, or something more sinister. The Han River is a less than ideal place for a swim, as it seems there may be many dark hands ready to reach up and grab your feet. In connection with the Han River, there is a particular road that follows the body of water, which is also said to be haunted, the Jeolloro Highway. This piece of road flows between Goyang and Paju in North Seoul, Korea. It's quite a stretch and is known to have thick, mysterious fog that is the cause of most car accidents. But is there something more ghastly that causes the fog and these accidents? Many report seeing a young woman wearing sunglasses and in distress. She is hoping for a good Samaritan to offer her a ride. However, upon closer approach, drivers can see it's not sunglasses the woman's wearing, but that her eyes have been gouged out. Would you stop and offer help to this woman? It is said that she will direct you to a graveyard before disappearing. No one knows who the spectral woman is or how she lost her eyes, but everyone is familiar with the legend of the Jeolloro hitchhiker. Moving on to a real female, Yu Guan-sun is revered today as a hero and prominent historical figure. She was just 17 years old when she began protesting for Korean independence and freedom during the Japanese occupation. Yu was arrested during a demonstration where her parents were also shot and killed. Despite fighting for a fair trial, Yu was sentenced to 5 years in prison. She had been offered a lighter sentence in return for information leading to the apprehension of other freedom fighters, but she refused. Her continued support for the independence movement resulted in her being severely punished and tortured in prison. In March of 1920, Yu prepared a large-scale protest with her fellow inmates to mark the movement's first anniversary. She was then imprisoned separately in an isolated cell. She died in September of 1920 from injuries. According to records discovered in November 2011, 7,500 of the 45,000 arrested in relation to the protests during that period died at the hands of Japanese authorities. Today, statues and portraits of Yu Guan-sun stand in many schools to honor her memory. Legend has it these statues will come to life and walk school grounds, and have been seen crying tears of blood. There are many school children in Korea who remember being afraid to look at her portrait or catch a glimpse of her roaming body. Although a figure of great cultural significance, the sight of blood flowing from the eyes of her statue would be enough to make anyone skip school. Last on our list is Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. The history surrounding this institution is muddy, and strangely, it's this very lack of information that somehow adds to its creepiness. Built in 1982, yet closed in the 1990s, this hospital certainly created a large ghostly reputation. Although now torn down, this psychiatric hospital was clearly abandoned in a hurried fashion, as plenty of the original furniture and bed linens still remained more or less in place. Even old patient records could be found strewn about the building for anyone to read, if you could read Korean, that is. According to local rumors, many patients died under mysterious circumstances, and many believe the head doctor, who was rumored to be mentally deranged himself, was responsible. He is said to have hanged himself after the hospital closed. There might be a series of much more mundane explanations behind the hospital's closing, like administrative problems, sewage and sanitation issues, or substandard patient care. Whatever the reason, all the speculation surrounding the history of this place has even inspired a horror movie called Gonjiam, Haunted Asylum. Shortly after the film's release in 2018, the real Gonjiam Hospital was demolished. If this place was indeed haunted, does the dark residual spectral energy still linger among the crumbling remnants of its concrete walls? For those of you planning on taking in these sites, there are also many haunted walking tours available to those courageous enough to attend. At recent tours, 2 women have even reported being followed by a female child, so keep your eyes open. Korea is a beautiful place, rich with culture for visitors to get lost in. But are you brave enough to take a walk on its dark side? What do you think about these haunted locations? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.